Hello and good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sassy Nation. My name is Nikki Damkowitz. This is the Sass. You could tell I have been off for a hot minute. I cannot get my words out. And we haven't done a Sass in the traditional time spot in a hot minute because, well, I've been on vacation. It's summer hours. Today, we're going to do a little bit of sublimation, a little bit of crafting, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it's all going to come from RREM Distributors today. And the designer that I'm featuring is my sister, Amanda from True Digital Artistry. Let me just add their banners to the bottom of the screen. These are the people that you're going to be seeing today. So nothing from the Sassy Supper herself, but from Sassy's little sister. So RREM Distributors sent me a box of lots of goodies, but I'm going to show off 2 items today. Three technically. 2 are ornaments. 1 is an ornament from last year. 1 is the new ornament for this year, and a little bit of a twist on that ornament, plus an item that sparked from a conversation I had with Terry Fillmore. So let's just dive right in. Let me say good morning to everybody. Let me see who's all here. I have absolutely no morning help today. So your girl's flying solo. We're going back old school when it comes to me running all the bells and the whistles. So if it doesn't work, I've been spoiled for the last year. So good morning to Bobby, Tamara, Julie, Evelyn, our fabulous Facebook user. Make sure that you please give StreamYard permissions. Let me try that again. Give StreamYard permissions so that I can see you as a person and not just a fabulous user. But good morning. Good morning. We have Edie, we have Dawn, Sandy, Mary Jo, and there we go. There's the hail. The group's all here. I hope you guys have your coffee. I'm going to need a little bit more, and that is okay. I'm very blessed to have you guys here. Let me switch over the cameras so that I can do the thing. You know how that goes. Let's do the thing. I am keeping the lights off in the shop this morning. It's still bright enough for y'all to see. It's just not going to be rich and vibrant colors just because it's hot. I have a shop right now that has no AC in it. Only AC comes from the inner part of the house that comes and wafts this way. And I have a 400-degree press running at the moment. So if I start melting away, you'll honestly know why. Let me make sure we are where we need to be. And there we go. All right, let's mosey on over to the heat press, the table, all of the wonderful things. Now, I'm going to dive into the biggest part of this project. And the reason I'm going to dive right into this project is because it's going to take me a hot minute to complete. But we're gonna do it. Let me get the computer and everything up over here. So I do apologize because again, running flying solo. I'm solo. Got to make sure that we have all of our. I want to be able to see what you guys are saying because I don't have it set up. So there we go. All right. Now I can see all the comments. Good. Okay, so first things first, this sparked from an idea that I had with Terry Fillmore. And Terry Fillmore makes lanterns every year at Christmas. So I reached out to Randy and I said, I'm having this obsession with lanterns. Can we make it a thing? I need to show you the thing. And then I'm going to show you how we made the thing. Let me get to the part where it lights up. Yeah, I said it lights up. Now, we are going to be working on finding a different light source, but I want to just show you what it does look like. So here we go. I've already printed this one. We're going to talk about some things, but this is what the lantern looks like. I just put some fairy lights in here. You can glue the fairy lights to the top. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit, but this is what it looks like. Now you're going to say, Nikki, what did you print on? What did you print on? See, there's the fun little tidbit of information. And this is why it's going to be crafting. It's a little bit of a different twist. And what did we do? We printed on vellum. We're printing on vellum paper using our inkjet printer so that we could get that look, because not everybody is successful with printing on acrylic. Now, yes, you can, if you are truly successful with printing on clear acrylic, this would be the thing for you. You could print some sort of a design. This just happens to be a flag design that I reshaped on all three of these. So you definitely can print on the acrylic if you want to add the acrylic panels to the backs of these. Otherwise, take some vellum. That's going to be kind of a theme you're going to see today, is this vellum that you can print. And here's why this is great. If you mess up, you can just reprint a sheet versus losing an entire blank by printing it on acrylic. So yes, Randy can make you the inserts for the acrylic, or you could just print your own. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, this is beautiful. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to leave that right over there. So let's switch down to the camera here. Isn't that pretty? We are going to actually paint this. You're going to see here are the ornaments. So this is the lantern ornament. Again, we're going to put the design on the back in vellum because I want the light to shine through this when it's hanging on a Christmas tree. You can actually go ahead and pre-press all of your lantern shapes. Again, these are coming from True Digital Artistry, the designs today. You could go in and pre-press these. And then what you could do is print off a bunch of the vellum pieces and say, okay, what do you want to the back? And then you just glue it or double stick tape to the back of this so that the light will shine through from your Christmas tree. They could do a mix and a match. It's a great make and take kind of a thing at a craft show. So we're going to be doing that a little bit later. We're also going to be pressing the candy cane ornament from last year. But first up, let's dive into this guy right here. So I'm going to only show you bits and pieces because this is going to take me forever and a day to print or paint all of this. But here are the pieces. It does go together relatively easy. This just happens to be the top of it. Now, what you're going to want to use is you're either going to want to use a, I have my tinted stain that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby. This is a color wash type of material. And then you can, you can use markers, paint it, spray paint it. I don't care what you do, but I just want to show you what it looks like when you do paint this. Oh, it's not even taking the color. Yeah, so this color wash, I was hoping the color wash would work better. You might want to paint it versus color wash it. But let me see how this works because I thought the color wash would work. Maybe you have to paint it. This is a slightly different print. Nope. Okay, it's working. It's just because it's shiny. I was like, no, why isn't it working? I'm like, this should work. Paint's going to go on this. I'm going to tell you a lot better than the this color wash. I mean, the color wash is going on, don't get me wrong. And I didn't think about this ahead of time because it is a different, it's an MDF type of material. But you can, oh, check that out. It is working. Sweet. I was like, crap, this isn't working. Like, it should work. It's one of those things that you're like, oh, you go to the craft store and you're like, oh, this will work. No problem. You get home and you're like, yeah, no, that didn't work. And you're like, I just spent all this money. No, you can use color wash. So you can go through, you can, if you want a darker stain to this, you're going to want to do a couple coats, but just to show you that it's definitely different. For this is going to give it a woodsy tone to this. So we're just going to keep right on going. Let's just keep plugging along. We're just going to do it. Again, paint might be your better option if you want a thicker, don't ask, a thicker, darker color. Yeah, I foobarred there. There you go. That'll be in the roll or the reel and the roast clip. I can guarantee that one. Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay. So this is, see, and then you put that there, let that dry. I mean, the stain is, or the color wash is definitely giving it a lighter color look, so it's not so dark if you want to see the little grains of the MDF type style wood in here. But yes, you definitely can, like I'm laying this on thick right now. Let it soak in. I love watching it soak in. This is kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie. It's so funny. It looks so much darker on the screen than it does in my hand. Can add a heat gun to it. Let's I want to see what it looks like when I go over it again. Just curious. Like, does it get darker? There's my next question. Really lay it on there thick. There we go. Oh, I like that. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. I get quiet. I'm sorry. It's one of those things that you get concentrating on what you're doing, and then you forget that you are live, and you're like, do, 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 do. And then you get going, oh yeah, there's actually people watching me. I should probably talk. You can use your heat gun. You know, that thing that I conned everybody into buying because it helps with doing sublimation. Yeah, that thing. You could always use that for drying things. Okay. I'm going to let that soak in. Perfect. Okay. Now, for this, I'm not going to sit here. You guys get the point on how you can use that. Let me just clean off my brush here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go through and you're going to want to paint all your pieces. But I wanted to show you what it looks like when we start to put them together. Now, what color is that stain? This stain comes in at Hobby Lobby. This one is called Color Wash. This one is copper. And believe it or not, it has mica powder in it. If I had shaken it up, it has a little bit of flecks in it. So what you could do is take any of the color wash stain that you find. You can also buy it on Amazon. But the color wash, it's by Tattered Angels. It's a color wash tint is what this is. It comes in a variety of colors. It says copper because it has the mica, the copper gold in it, but it really does have like a wine color. So that's more of a wine. I do have over here, I have a Purple Rain, Blue Lagoon. The blue is gorgeous, by the way. And red wine. So this one says copper, but it has a reddish tint to it versus being like, see, there you go. That's the color. Oh, I wonder what red wine would look like on here. Now your girl's got to check. Just curious, you know. Here, you know what? I'm okay with doing multiple colors. Then this way you can see what these colors will do to this with this color wash. Letting it soak in, soak in, soak in, soak in, soak in, soak in. Probably have too much on my brush here. Okay. Get that on there nice and thick. And then we're just going to let this air dry. You can then, can you imagine this whitewashed? Put some whitewash paint on it and then rough it up a little bit once you do it. And then you have a very vintage vibe to it. I like the fact that I can have some creativity to it. Just because it allows for me to do the thing, right? Okay, so let's let that dry for a hot second. Clear off my brush. I'm curious what the blue will look like because it is supposed to be a darker blue. All right, let's see what this looks like. And then I'll get to putting it together. You're so welcome. Okay. So the blue is having a hard time. Like all of this on the smaller pieces are definitely having a hard time. Paint it. There's my suggestion. Is to paint it. Do a whitewash over it. As much as I like the stain, and the stain does work, I'm just these little pieces. I'm struggling with getting that on there. I wonder if there's a right and a wrong side too. Let's flip it over. That'll be interesting. It says it's supposed to work on anything. I have news for it. It don't. So this would give it a very light look. You would have to do multiple layers if you wanted a nice dark rich color. So there you go for that. Now you're in the know. Okay. So at the end of the day, if you're going to do the color wash, and that's just what it is. It's a color wash. It's a color tint. It's not meant to do full coverage. It's meant to be very subtle. And if you're looking for subtle, the color wash tint is your jam. If you're looking for more color, just paint the damn thing. Okay. So let's clear off the brush. Let's put that down. But I will see that as it dries, you can definitely see the different, it is different tints. Okay, so now that we've got that established, paint, if you want a thicker look, rough it up with some sandpaper so that it has that rustic edge to it. And I might do that to the first one I did. So let's get into, sorry, I'm going to move this. Okay, let's get into putting and assembling this. This is quite interesting. So this hole right here is the front. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just put these all together. Do you have to paint both sides? It will be the next question. Well, for this top piece, no, you don't. For the, do I want it to go that way? Yes. Where did that piece go? Oh, that goes on the bottom. So yes, you definitely want to, pretty sure that goes on the bottom. You want to see me putting this together. Okay. You guys will have instructions. I was not blessed with instructions. I was vetoed the instructions. Okay. So now you can then take this thing and then I believe you can put it like this. See, it covers it. All right. Make sure, oh, hold on. You want to make sure these guys line up, or that's going to be a problem once you get that all situated. Sorry if my big old head is in the way. I can't see, that's the problem. It's so dark in my shop right now. Really? You're going to be that kind of difficult this morning. Fine. I don't care. It seems like it's harder to put together. It's really not. But, you know, Nikki's live. So you guys have more patience than I do when it comes to this stuff. When I'm live versus when you guys are watching me and when I'm doing it here in my shop. So I just want you to know that. It doesn't always have to be this hard, but unfortunately, this is life. I'm going to flip this upside down. Screw it. We're going to try it a different way. Let's go with this a different way. See if I can't get this to do what I need to do. I guess it's not going to want to let me do what I need to do. Okay. I will get this. I'm getting frustrated. If you ever thought for a million years that I do things and it's absolutely easy, yeah, no. I can definitely tell you for a hot second it's never easy. And the thing is I can't see if I've got this lined up because I don't have the lights on in the shop. It looks bright in here. It's really not. There we go. Ha, that's how you're going to have to do it. So go in through here, line up your pieces. Get your 3D Pro Puff tool because that little sucker is going to help you. There we go. Ha! She's figured it out. By George. Thank you, 3D Puff Pro Tool. Okay, now I popped that one out by accident. There we go. Yes. 3D Puff Pro tool for the absolute win today. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Yes. All right. Is that lined up? Okay, good. Because that would really suck if it wasn't. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy, but I'm going to run this through here. Yep. Oh, maybe that does go through. No, it does. Randy. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Then take this and run it straight through the back. Get your thumb out of the way. That's helpful. Ooh. Hold on. You're like, Nikki, this is going to be me. This is me. Hashtag me. You're right. It's because I'm frustrated, though. But at the end of the day, what you're going to do is you're going to take this, put this on top, and then this little pin right here goes into this hole so it locks it. Okay? And that's what that does. So let's get this middle piece all lined up. Can you glue it? Yes. Will it be put together? Yes. It's really not that hard. This is really not that hard. I am probably making it harder than it needs to be. And Randy's like, Nikki, listen, I know it's really not that hard. I'm just struggling. I'm struggle bussing it. Okay. Now that I've got that middle section in, but it's really not that hard. Let me pull that back out. So let's get this figured out. What you can do is once you got all these pieces in through here, again, I'm sorry I'm fumbling with this. It literally took me like not even 5 minutes to put it together when Randy was sent me my original one. I was like, oh, okay, that's not too hard. And I even have mine put together wrong. So there's that. Okay. Once this is all in, get your 3D Puff Pro tool. Get all these pieces in. I have one that's not connected, and that's okay. Okay. Get your 3D Puff Pro tool. Pop this out. Get them all lined up. Squish it down. That's how you should do it. Do the top. Put the whole thing together on the top, and then squish it onto the bottom. There we go. Now we've got this all figured out. I am going to leave that one off just because for the sake of time and this stupid thing, me being frustrated and not you. It's not any of you, but I don't want to be wasting your time here. Okay. I just want to show you. So once you push this all the way through, this is tight. It is meant to be. You need to push this as far down as you possibly can. Make sure it's super pushed together. Because you see this little hole, this guy gets put through here, okay? But in order for this to be perfect, and that was something I realized, is that this has to be super tight. Like you have to make sure this is really pushed together for this pin to fit in here. It is meant to be snug so it does not fall apart, okay? So let me push down on this. Okay. And you really want to make sure that this thing is super flush so that you end up with that hole so that this guy, again, it's all in this thing right here, this handle piece. So when you get it all together, I'm not going to pull my other one apart because, well, that would be dumb. You'll put this pin right in here. But again, you will struggle bust this part. I am not going to lie to you. It is meant to be tight. Okay. So if you think for a second, you're like, nope, it can't go in. Yup. Push it further. Okay. This is meant to go on the top to give it a decorative look. And then this goes inside. What you can do too, is take your Pro Puff tool and just really make sure you pull that up. and then this will slide in. Okay, just by using that 3D Puff Pro tool, it pulled that through the hole, and now you've got it locked, and that's what it looks like. Now, what you can do if you wanted to, I mean, I'm missing that one, but that's just because I wanted to hurry up and get finished. So that's what it's going to look like when it's that part's put together. Then what you're going to do, again, I'm missing the one piece. Don't judge. There are definite pieces. This will go together a little bit easier. This all goes in here. Now, there is a notch on this guy that goes around this hole. That's where the door is. This one is the 6-panel open one. So the one that I have has a 3-panel with the lattice work, and then there is a 6-panel if you decide. So this looks more like a gazebo kind of thing. The other one looks more like a lantern. She's calling it a gazebo. I call it a lantern. Just don't call either one of us late for dinner. Okay, and then there's that. You then take this. This is your door. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, I can fix that. Hold on. Look, Mom, no hands. If anybody just realized what happened and what I saw, you'd be like, oh, Nick. Yup. So guess what? Depends on which way you want the door to swing. Apparently, mine's going to swing this way on this one because I realized that the top, I wanted it put so that the hole was so you pull it this way. Well, this time it's going to go this way because, you know, struggle busting it over here. I put it together wrong. Don't worry. These come with instructions. And once you get one and you figure it out, they go together relatively easily. Don't freaking think that this is such a hot mess. It's really not. This is just your hot mess girl on a Sunday during summer break putting something together. Okay. And make it this into that hole. I'll put the door in a second. Again, can't see what the hell I'm doing. So there is that problem. And then you just line them all up and turn. Line them up and turn. I swear the sides are a little bit easier because you can like grab them better. Try this a little bit differently. That's that side. Okay. Again, you could probably glue these and it would probably work a little bit easier. Just because then they're going to stay put. And you do it. Right? You're like, Nikki, I love that you struggle bus. I'm so glad that I encourage you to struggle bus nation. And there's that. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. You're in. You're in. Slide it over. Okay, and then you just, once you have it all lined up, of course, they're all going to fall apart on me because I just grabbed this wrong. Poor Randy's like, Nikki. I'm like, I know. Okay. Once you have it all set and done and put in the holes, and this is all falling apart, and you guys are like, Nick, no, really, it's fine. You guys already saw it in the beginning. It's good. Perfect. Now that I have this all back together, the exception of the door. Now, you can leave the door off, mind you, too. You don't have to have the door on it. I am going to, there we go. Okay. So you can leave the door off if you want to. It's hard to see because I'm looking down at it. But let me get to the other camera real quick. I'm glad somebody loves me. Okay. So once you get it together, and I'm not struggle busting it, and you're not struggle busting it, if you wanted to leave off the door, you absolutely can, because look what you can do. You could put the rocking chair in there. You can make a little scene in there. You can have it to where there's pictures on all of the sides. So it doesn't have to have the door. No, it doesn't have to have the door. You definitely can have something slightly different if you so choose. Or you can have the door. All right. So there's that. Now there are little magnets that you can buy that you could put a little tiny magnet right here at the bottom so that this does stay closed. But that's what it would look like if you have like the rocking chair on the inside. All right. Let's talk about lighting for a hot second. We are looking for different lighting for this, and I want to show you why you definitely want a white lights, like if you put the candles in, because let me just show you the difference when it comes to. So this is what it looks like with the white light type of thing in there, right? So that's what that looks like. It shines better. Now they're like, Nikki, can you put in a votive candle? Yes, you can. But the votive candles, again, you want white. If you get these orange things, hello, it's sublimation type of thing. This is going to start to look orangey. Okay, so this will start to look orange. I like the flicker because it has the whole flame look to it, but at the end of the day, it's still orange. So it's going to make your entire image orange. You don't want that. It didn't look pretty. So you definitely want to find white light candle ones, not orange ones. The flicker ones give it a nice look to it. Now, some people had suggested that you could glue this to the top of it and let it hang down like a chandelier. The only issue is, if you look, I don't know if you can see it, on the inside of that, there's that little button that holds all of this mechanism together that you'll run into that. So, couple different things. Randy and I are constructing some other ideas, but yes, this will definitely work. A tea light candle that you can put in there, put in a rocking chair, find little lights, and then you can have your own little light up lantern. Now, I know I struggle bust it, and that's just because I am live. I don't normally struggle bust this hard, but you know, when you're live, that's what happens. So I'm definitely trying to make sure I show you guys this one, because you have to see what it looks like all on the open, which is vastly different. I really do like the filigree, or no, it's quadrifoil, sorry, look to it versus the open. That's just me. So everybody's to each their own at that point. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I am determined to put this thing together. And just like that. Of course, you know, when you stop struggling, it will go together. There we go. See, they're meant to be snug, so that's the thing. And I think that's why I struggle bust it so hard. Okay, so this is what it would look like. You just have to slide the door in. You slide the door in this way. Just gently slide her over. It will separate just a little bit, just enough for you to be able to go like that. And there you have it. That was more work than I needed to, but that's because I did it. It had nothing to do with you guys. You guys are much better at this stuff and have more patience than I do, but that's what it looks like. So here are the two that are available. Again, this is going to be great if you want to make this into a gazebo. I want you guys to channel your inner village, right? So you could actually custom make a village type thing for people, which is a really cool idea. I love the idea we can put the rocking chairs in this. Maybe you want to grab a village little Christmas tree to add to it, so that again you could have this be a memorial. Whoops, did I pull that out by accident? Okay, no, I didn't. I was like, why is that moving? Okay, oh, that's the door, that's why. Okay, so at the end of the day, that's what you can do, is put the rocking chair in that thing, make a little scene. A lot of people do the lanterns at Christmas. So yes, once you get them all put together, it's super easy. It really is. You just have to have your method down and how fast you want to do it. Use your tools. Use your 3D Pro tool. That helped me immensely and trying to line those up a lot quicker. So there is that too. Let me open the door on this. Slide my rocking chair back in because it keeps wanting to pull apart on me. There we go. And that's what it looks like. Put a little tiny Christmas tree in there. What do you think, Terry? This was based on an idea and a conversation with you. So these are the two lantern shapes. Very, very easy. Let's talk about the size because you're going to want to know what the size of these are. Okay. I like the fact that we can use them for multiple things. I also like the fact that you can use vellum on them. I love the idea of the vellum because a lot of people struggle bus with the acrylic. You could also, if you wanted the acrylic, take the acrylic, get yourself some clear sublimate decal, print on that with sublimation, and then take your decal and add it to your acrylic. And now it all becomes a thing. And now you have this really pretty, lantern. Let's figure out the measurements on this. So we're going to call it 8.5, about 8 inches, a little over. It's about 8.5, a little about 8.25 inches tall. And we're going to call it about 5.5 inches wide, roughly. So you got about an 8.5 by 5.5 size a lantern. It's absolutely adorable. Now let's get down to the ornaments that we made. They are coming from True Digital Artistry, the designs, and then the blanks are coming from RREM Distributors. And I'm going to show you how we are going to adhere the vellum to the back. So these were already taken off. You could add Cheyenne's ornament. You absolutely could. You can also add Randy's as well. All right. Take off the plastic. Let's get our tape. Remember, I don't pre-press my smaller MDF stuff. I just don't. It's not something I ever do. Now these are, the design team has the templates for these. These are really easy. Mandy has sat down and made a bunch of different ones. I can't wait for you to see this one. This one has a speckled look to it. I like the speckled look. I don't know what it is about this speckled look metal that she did, but let's go throw this on the press. Waste not, want not. I just covered it with the extra sheet, so I didn't have to worry about that. Let's see what the comments are. It is absolutely the perfect size. But again, let's move this over here. Okay, let's pull this all apart. Let's resituate it. Let's get it together correctly while that presses. Pull it all apart. Pull your pin out. Why is it when you got to take something apart, it always comes apart a lot quicker than when you have to try to figure out how to put it together? Let me see if I can push it out this way. There you go. Lay it on the table so that this can come out of the hole. And there you go. All right. Now that we got it pulled apart, we're going to flip this around. This whole piece is together. Let these cool for just a second. Okay. See if we can get this to go. Whoops. I felt this moving out and I was like, crap, it's coming apart. Where did that other piece go? Oh, there it is. the bottom wasn't as hard as this top piece was. And I want you guys to feel successful doing this. So we're going to pull this up. This is the top piece. I'll line this up. Okay. So now that we've got this part, oh, see, this is why this is going to go together a lot easier than it did the first time. Look at me being smarticle particles. Be smarter than the object, Nick. It's really not that hard. Whoops. See, this is a little bit easier by doing it this way because, see, okay, so now we just figured it out to make it faster. Put your whole entire mechanism on the top, flip it upside down, and then add your base. Push this through, take your 3D Puff Pro tool. Sometimes I just have to think, okay? And push this into that hole so that it will bring this up higher so that you can put that pin in with ease. Ha! Look how fast I did that one. Okay, so let's go over that again. Take the loop, put it through the solid piece and then this top piece. Flip it upside down so now it looks like an upside down popsicle handle. Add in all of your pieces and hold it like this. Then set this on top. Get that middle peg into the center and then you'll be good to go. Then you could sit here and hold it and use your Puff Pro tool and literally pop these things out so that they get in there a lot quicker. Okay. I want you guys to not go, Nikki, struggle bust. This isn't going to work. It does work. I don't want you to struggle bust it as hard as I just did. You shouldn't have to. All right. That's the point of this conversation. The door I will put in after. Let's see if we can do it the same thing. It should not take you but a few minutes to just put all the pieces together. And you really should not need to struggle bust this as hard as I just did, right? Really? Come on. Why isn't that one going in? Some of these are tight. I will tell you that though. So don't think it's just you. Some of these are, if you don't like line up the holes correctly, there we go. It can be difficult to get these in. They definitely, and the thing is too, once you get one in, it's fine. There we go. You just have to really, they weren't meant to be tight. So there is that part of it. There we go. So if you are struggle busting it, some will go in loose, some will go, it's just in all fairness. And be careful of how much liquid you also, because it can also make the wood swell. If your shop is warm, keep that in mind as well. I don't know if you guys realize that your MDF does swell in the heat. And it is, let me tell you, it is 87 degrees in my shop. It's 80 degrees outside. So humidity levels will play in all of this. We will put this piece on after. Okay, so now I want to make sure that the holes all line up. I'm going to start to put this together. I have to lean this off the side of my table. It's hard for me to hold without two hands here. So I'm going to lean it. I know y'all can't see it. It's fine. You'll live. I promise. But at the end of the day, you'll figure it all out. I don't know. You saw me get the ones on. It's just warm in here and things are just swelling like crazy. So we'll play with that in a hot second. Let's do these ornaments. My suggestion would be is like use clips or something so they don't fall, so it's all one piece. And maybe we'll try that real quick too. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to feel like you just can't do with this the thing. So here's the ornament. Oh, I'm like, why is there a white spot? Never mind. It's me. Besides me not lining it up correctly, that's besides the point. Just so you know, she put a white spot on here. It's not the press, it's in the design, and it's meant to be there so that you could put some wording. It's the way she did the shadowing part of it. So there is that. Giving myself a heart attack over here. All right. So what you want to do, get your vellum printed in your inkjet printer. The design, I'll tell you in 2 seconds how big the design is for this that I did, making sure that it fits correctly. Okay. Flip it over. Make sure it fits. And it does. And it is 2 by 2.15. And that's what it would look like. Let me get some light behind it. Yeah, it's not hard. It's just me being difficult. But this is what it would look like if you had lights behind it. Let me see if I can see it in the camera. Okay. Oh, it's going to be hard. Let me try it over here. Let me try it as a bigger camera. You just glue it. You glue it. You can put whatever you want on it. Let me glue it first. So what I'm doing is the most minute drop of super glue. That's it. Done. Done. Yep, and that's it. I mean, the heat and humidity, I will tell you, plays a huge part in that. So just keep that in mind. And that could be why I'm struggle busting trying to get this in here, because it is so hot in my shop right now. I don't want y'all to think that this is hard. It's really not. I did it the other night and had no problems. But that's what that would look like. Let me just see where we are on the camera. See, it's hard to see where that is and what it looks like because of the light. Like the lighting on my camera is horrible, but that's what that looks like. So let's talk about this. Why did I choose vellum? Because people struggle bust with the acrylic. Can you have an acrylic or an MDF piece behind it? Yes, you can. You absolutely can. But a lot of people wanted the light to shine through. That's where this all came from, is shining the light through the object so that you could see it on your Christmas tree. So these are just frames essentially that you can use. You can put people's pictures, but vellum is cheap. Okay, so you can print off a bunch of vellum pieces to put it on the back sides of these. And then this just allows for you to have a beautiful ornament, very simply stated type of thing. So honestly, it came out gorgeous. That happens to be a flag design that I resized. The lantern itself comes from True Digital Artistry. Yes, that white spot is supposed to be in her design because that's where you could put some personalization. So there is that. I was like, what in the world? Why is it on both of them? Well, I realized it was the design. So again, the design you want to cut is 2 by 2 and 1.5. That's the size of the design. I'm going to show you the other one. The other one I did, it slipped in the press. So it's not 100% perfect, but I'm going to show you what it looks like with a light colored design behind it. Let me just glue it on. Again, You can use anything you want as your designs. And keep in mind that your MDF does swell in the humidity, no matter what it is. And then there you go. And then there's this one right here. Don't mind the mistake on that one, but that's what it looks like with a light colored design. So there you go. That's what it's going to look like. You know, it's going to allow the light to shine through this. I love the fact that these are vendor show friendly. So let's talk about the vendor shows for that, for the ornament. The ornament, you can press a bunch of the frames, if you will, ahead of time. Then you can print off a bunch of different designs and allow the people to pick and choose their lantern and their design. And then you just add it to the back, add your ribbon, a pretty bow to it, dress it up a little bit. And now you have a gorgeous ornament. Or pre-do them even. Pre-do, have the bow and have the hanger already attached. All you have to do is add the image to the back. This is going to make these a little bit more on the lower cost end of things because you're adding vellum to it. Dress it up, make it look pretty. So again, the size for the vellum piece that you're going to need, and you can buy vellum anywhere on Amazon, at Staples. You can, like I said, but Amazon's probably your best bet. You're going to want to make your design 2 by 2.15 for that. These guys, let's see what they measure at. We're going to call it a little over 4 inches tall. They're about 4 1/8 by 2 1/4. So they are a generous size ornament, but nothing so overwhelming that, you know, but so they're a nice little sweet ornament that you can use. Now, struggle busing it 101. It is warm and very humid in my shop today. So trying to get this base to go on is just proving to be difficult just for me. So keep that in mind when you're doing stuff. I don't have AC in here, so I am dying. I ain't gonna lie. I am dying. But I do want to see if I clip these together. Will I have a little bit more success at getting this all lined up without fighting it? So give me a hot second. I'm running with some ideas because, again, I don't want you guys feeling like you guys can't do this and that this is a horrible idea. It's not. It doesn't take a lot to put them together. But let me see if we can't make life a little easier for all of us that are currently living in, you know, the heat. Especially those in the southern realm, because y'all are dying down there. Okay, let's see. Can I put these together? Nope. Okay, so flip this around. I thought if you use clips it would work, but it's not. So I have this one that's super tight fitting in here. Make sure I line this hole up right. Nope, I almost did it again. Hold on. So you guys get the point. But when she's determined, she's determined. Okay? I need y'all to know that. When your girl is determined to make sure that you guys know that this is probably just a Nikki problem and not a you problem, I just want you guys to feel successful at putting these guys together. Oh, there's Patty. Fancy meeting you here. All right. Am I missing? Oh, hold on. Oh, you dumbass. Like, why isn't this lining up right? Okay. Okay. And there we go. Pull this out, line it up. Okay. Perfect. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for playing. There we go. See, I just have to sometimes take my time and breathe. Okay. Now, you want to take this piece after I got that in there. Make sure your notch is where that hole is. I just kind of go in here and I just lay it down. That's just the base. It kind of holds everything together. Going to come in here and put the door in. That one will pop off. Don't sweat it because you're putting in the door. I probably should have put the door in before I put this thing in here, but it is what it is. Come on. Something's not jiving. Where is not jiving? There we go. Perfect. Got it. Okay. So let's recap on how to put this thing together to make you a little bit more successful. Take this top ring. Let's flip her. Take this top ring and build your flat piece, the piece with all the little grooves, and then add your top, these little things. Flip it upside down so the ring is now in the palm of your hand. Okay. Then you're going to put all these in, and then you're going to sit and you're going to take this loop and run it through this base right here. So what it's going to do is going to help stabilize everything while you sit and you put these all and line them up with the holes. Once you get them lined up with the holes, you can use your 3D Puff Pro tool to get in there and wedge them and put them where you need them. Now you've got your base done. Once you put your pin in, there is a hole at the end of this. Take your 3D Puff Pro tool and just wedge it in and pry it so that you can get that pin in there. Then take your base. Make sure that these two holes line up so they're in the same spot. All right, whichever, if you want to have it on the right or the left. And then add in all your side panels. Once you have your side panels, take this top, put it on the top, and literally just start lining them up. All right, and then you could go in and put your base piece in if you want to. But there you go. See? That's awesome. So let's just show these off one last time. Let me just get everything in my hand. We'll talk about lights. So here's what it looks like when it does have the vellum on it. Yes, this does have the orange flicker light in it. You definitely want to use a white light. The orange definitely takes away from the color of the this. Okay. Can you use acrylic? Yes, you absolutely can use acrylic. Randy can get you the acrylic if you want to. It will change how this sits, though. I will tell you that because of the doors. So she will have to make sure she figures that out. Honestly, I like the vellum. Absolutely love the vellum because, one, it's an inexpensive way. Kind of reminds me of like a Chinese lantern. I want you to think of that. So this has a very Chinese lantern feel to me. You can whitewash this whole thing. I did stain mine, but you can whitewash it, take a little bit of sandpaper, rough up the edges, and now it completely transforms the whole thing. I will show you what mine looks like when I whitewash it. It's going to be gorgeous. Then what you're going to want to do is print off your vellum pieces. I believe this is, and I'll get you the exact measurements. I think it's like 2.25 by 5.45 is what I printed these off. Flag designs work really well for these because they're already in that rectangle form. So you can always have that. Nice part is let's say you make this one doesn't sell. What are you going to do with it? Well, you can repurpose it. You could take out the vellum pieces, chuck them away, and add in new vellum pieces. This way you're not, you're not stuck with like our ornaments and everything. Once you press them, that's what you have, right? This allows you for some forgiveness. You printed it wrong, you printed it backwards. Vellum is cheap. All right. But it can make a lantern look absolutely gorgeous. This is the 3-sided with I love this detail. I don't know what you got. I'm in love with this detail. I love also how I did a video where I put some snow. So I put some white fabric, put the lights in under the fabric, made it look like snow, and put the bird, put a cardinal in on the top. So no matter which way you turned it, it was like a bird cage almost. So this is a really good idea, again, for the vellum. Now, you can then take this, and this, once you take out the sides, it now kind of becomes like a gazebo, if you will. Can you put the vellum on these? Yes, you absolutely can. You can put the vellum on all of these. Yes, I did struggle bust it, but you know what? We're here for it. You can also go ahead and make yourself a scene in here. Let me just get my fat fingers. There we go. So you could make a really pretty scene in here. You could take those fake Christmas trees that you see in the villages and put a Christmas tree in here. You could go ahead and put the rocking chair in here. You can make this as whatever you want it to look like. But again, it has that open feel. You could add greenery to it, spruce it up a little bit. This is just the base of your creativity. So this is kind of a craft project, but it's also a sub project if you want it to be, depending on what you add to it. Do you have to glue it? I would glue it. All right. Because while, yes, I can hold it from this, and we all know I just struggle past it. So if I hold it by that, guaranteed it's going to fall apart on me. Why? Because of that. Anyway, so if I hold this, I am afraid that I will pull this apart. So for me, yes, I would definitely go in and use some like E6000 and glue this together so that you know it's not going to come apart. Now, this top part, this whole piece won't come apart. Where I'm afraid that you really should glue it are these side pieces and this bottom piece, if you're looking to do that. I would definitely glue it. Yes, can you hold it? Yes. Right. So yes, it can be. But again, you want it to be, pretty at the end of the day. All right. So then we did, will this fit a Christmas card? No, it will not fit a Christmas card. They are not big enough to fit Christmas cards. Then we had these ornaments that we did. I lined this up wrong. Yes, there is supposed to be this white shadow piece here. That is so you can add some personalization if you want. But what is it? These are, now my sister has these at True Digital Artistry on Etsy. She has all of her lantern line on there. This is a speckled one. I love her speckled one. It has that speckled metal look. Love that look. And then this has a rustic metal type feel to it. She took the bull by the horns and decided to design for these. I added some vellum to the back. This is a great vendor make and take at your craft shows, right? You could have a series of different colored, different lanterns already with the cording on it and the beads and all the things that you want to add to it to make it really pretty. And then what you're going to do is you're going to allow them to pick out the image that they want out of the vellum. Then they could pick it out so they could customize it for themselves. Because not everybody's into cardinals, not everybody's into farmhouse. Maybe you want to theme it out with your local area type stuff. So the vellum allows for that. But let's say it doesn't sell for this craft show. Didn't sell. If you pre-made these and it didn't sell, nice part is you just come in here, pull the vellum off, take a little bit of this off. That's why I say use a very tiny, tiny bit of super glue. You can then go back in and add an image that maybe this didn't sell, your farmhouse didn't sell, but you know that you're in a beach community and the beach stuff sells, whatever it may be, right? But it allows for you to take it off so that you can then use it for something different, or put a different design on it. So that was why we decided to go with vellum this year, and so that you could see through it, because people are struggle busting it more than I am when it comes to acrylic. Another way that you can have an acrylic ornament, if you want acrylic ornaments and you're not getting them from RREM for whatever reason, because she doesn't have the shapes that you need, right? You can ask Randy to cut you just some clear acrylic and whatever shape that you want. And then you can use your sublid decal, and then you could put the sublid decal over that acrylic ornament if you are just struggle bussing it on the acrylic and pressing it. It really is a kiss me pressure. It is a light pressure. It is at 400 degrees and it is for 40 seconds. But again, you'd have to sit and practice, you know, pressing it. Yes, you do have to put something heavy on acrylic once you put heat on it. Now, can I make clear stickers for you? If you don't want to do the sub with decal, yes, I do make clear stickers that we can add to the acrylics if you so choose. So that's another option as well. So whether you're using sub with decal, using my stuff here from my Roland, or you're using the vellum, we have plenty of options for you when it comes to your ornaments. Again, this was the design that Amanda made for the candy cane. She also has one with a red and a green, and I added the wording. I put snow dreams and candy cane wishes on there. So does it have to have a personalization? No. Can you put a beautiful saying on it? Absolutely, you can. So those are the things that are coming from RREM distributors and the designs you can find from True Digital Artistry. Sorry, I struggle busted today. I had no back office, so I couldn't even concentrate on that. Dropped my one and only what the heck is this called? Rocking chair on the floor. I struggle bus putting it in. If you're going to be using your MDF and you're going to be putting these lanterns together, make sure it's cool in your house because heat and humidity plays a huge role in your MDF. It definitely, because of the moisture content. So could you press it to get out the moisture out of the wood? You absolutely could. So just test it out before you do it. I don't want you guys to stress out about this. Let me do all the stressing. It's really not that hard. Sorry to struggle bus it this morning. There we go. It could even be a photo ornament on the vellum. Yes, absolutely, it can. So there is that. So thanks so much for watching. This has been our REM Distributors Spotlight. We're going to be showing you some other things when I come back from the AG. Let me show you. We have her Christmas wagon that we'll be doing. We have her Halloween wagon. We have her Santa sacks, stockings, pillows, and tree skirts, her mini tree skirts. We are all going to revisit when I come back from AG. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching. This has been your Sass. Don't worry, I'll get my act together at some point in time in the day. This has been your Sass for, what is this, the 9th? So thanks so much for watching, and go check out the ladies' shops. They really did a great job. Until next time, you know, I'll see you where on the flip side.